Last night on MasterChef Australia.
You need to be like Santa Claus, in control of your sleigh.
Our chefs paired up to cook a festive menu. And while Poe impressed, Christmas came early for Julie and Justine.
I couldn't control myself because I was so excited.
No pressure test tomorrow.
Tonight, Sam, Chris, Poe and Andre face off.
This is probably the hardest recipe you've ever attempted in the MasterChef kitchen.
It's a pressure test unlike any other.
Fiddly, complex and detailed.
And for one of them, the dream will end.
This is about who makes it to the last week of MasterChef. We just got to make sure we get it right.
There can only be one MasterChef, and they will get the chance to work in Australia's top restaurants, publish their own cookbook, and win $100,000.
Yeah, this morning I did a little bit of culinary limbering up. You know, every little bit counts.
Yeah, sure. That's always a good test at tomato.
Yeah, it is.
I'm in the pressure test with Andre, Poe and Sam. I screwed up yesterday. We cooked salmon sashimi instead of a whole roasted salmon. I think Sam is going to be my biggest threat today. He's been through so many pressure tests, he understands how they work.
I'm facing my 10th elimination. If you don't perform today, you've missed that final week by this much.
Yesterday, I really let Poe down with my dish, and she did a sterling job with hers, and unfortunately, I dragged her down today with me.
It's unfortunate because it could be a really beautiful dish, but it's not.
It's amazing.
It's really amazing.
I can't think of a way of improving it.
The almighty Poe. The almighty Poe. Amazing.
Amazing, almighty Poe.
If Poe gets eliminated today, it's due to me putting her in the bottom. Let's face it. We're near the end of the competition now, and it would be a terrible time to go home.
You do, you get nervous. There's 4 benches there, and you know in the next couple of hours you're going to cook a dish that's going to make or break you.
Sam, Chris, Poe and Andre, you're all so close to the finals of MasterChef. But today, unfortunately, one of you will be leaving empty-handed. You're all about to be put through the pressure test. You'll all cook the same dish, for which you'll be given the same recipe and the same instructions.
It's always a thrill to cook something new. It's even a bigger thrill when it's hard, it's complicated, technically difficult. This is one of those dishes.
Thanks, Gary. Look, the most important thing going into a situation like this is A, be positive about it, and B, try not let the pressure get to you. Oh, dearie me. I don't know what to say. There's no way I can cook that.
Oh, yeah. It's a little plate, but it's a beautiful dish. This dish is from Adriano Zumba.
Oh my God, he's like the bringer of all my pain.
This is another one of his creations.
So I know it's going to be fiddly, complex and detailed.
It's a caramelised tonka bean panna cotta with what he describes as a passion fruit slick and macaroons. I remember being an apprentice and making pistachio macaroons for the first time. I think they all ended up in the bin. There's 2 macaroons there with 2 different fillings. One has got a jasmine rice pudding ganache and the other one has a pine kernel or pine nut ganache.
I actually have a better look at it and there's like 7 processes on the plate.
This dish can go dreadfully wrong.
Suddenly the nerves kicked in.
I can see you're all dying to come up and have a look, so pop up. Presentation's important. Let's do some tasting. Sam, you're first.
Look at that just go.
You can see it's just
It is just set, no.
That panna cotta was just like velvet in your mouth. It tasted beautifully caramelised.
Sort of like a curd. Would be like a passion fruit curd.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, it's an emulsification, so there's olive oil and passion fruit. Just look at that. I mean, that's so important. You know, as that spoon hits the panna cotta, it just falls off.
The macaroons, crunchy on the outside, gooey in the middle, these beautiful fillings. The jasmine rice is an interesting flavour. The texture of those macaroons is fantastic.
They're beautiful, aren't they? Cooked to perfection. And let's face it, this is an extremely complicated dish. Let's not joke around here. It is. Don't underestimate it. Put your head down, your ass up, and bring us this dessert, because you can do it. Yeah.
What could go wrong today?
Pastry chefs are the chemists of the kitchen. What you're being given is not a recipe, but is a formula. Your job to succeed at this task today is to plan well enough, to have enough time to put that formula together, to execute that equation.
You have 90 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
From a chef's perspective, there's a number of things here they're going to challenge you, let's be honest. Matt's right. It is a formula, all right? And pastry chefs stick to their recipes without waver. Chefs change things all the time. Pastry chefs don't. Simple as that. If you don't follow the recipe, you're going to get into trouble.
The thing that I'm sort of most worried about is probably the panna cotta. I've never made that before.
I always think a great panna cotta totters and wobbles like a Rubenesque woman on 5-inch stilettos. Gorgeous.
It's just got just enough gelatin in it to basically hold it together.
And with the macaroons, you've got to pipe them beautifully, the same size and in multiple numbers. You've got to give us 4 beautiful discs of macaroon. How many do you need to make to get that right? Because we'll be looking at it. Moving on to the passion fruit slick. It's like a hollandaise. It's the closest thing I can think of. And I don't think I've seen a good béarnaise or a good hollandaise in this competition yet.
I'm not ready to go home. I don't intend going home. They'll have to drag me kicking and screaming if I mess this up.
We're right up there in terms of technical skills. This is your most challenging test yet.
At least the raspberries are easy.
You have 90 minutes to replicate that beautiful dessert of caramel panna cotta, the passion fruit slick, and the macaroons.
A little bit of advice, get the panna cotta in the fridge within the first 10 minutes, so it sets.
Everybody's incredibly tense today. Our lives depend on it, so we're going to run, we're going to do things, we're going to knock people out the way, we're going to go for it. You can't help it in that situation.
Your time starts now.
No one's taking their time. It's a really go, go, go situation.
And everybody just nails into that panna cotta.
The first thing I do is definitely the panna cotta.
So the steps in making the panna cotta is to make a dry caramel, using the vanilla bean and the tonka bean. Once that's caramelised, we need to deglaze the pan with 250 mils of single cream.
I took my caramel right to the edge, just before it started to actually burn, because I wanted quite a rich, full-flavoured, caramelly panna cotta.
And that's the base for the panna cotta. And then basically you put the gelatin leaf in there, stir that through, put it on a bucket of ice. Cool it down as quickly as possible. Get it into the mould, get it into the fridge.
Stage 1 is over. Now it's time to get cracking on those macaroons, which I am absolutely dreading.
The macaroons, whilst they look like an innocent little biscuit, there's a hell of a lot going on in there.
You've got to do an Italian meringue,
which is egg whites, but you've got to pour sugar syrup in there. Now that sugar syrup needs to be at a very specific temperature.
121 degrees, and it's got to be poured very, very slowly into the mixture as it's being beaten. Otherwise it just collapses, it's runny, it's not going to work. Poe's mixture looks fantastic. Unfortunately, when Andre puts his sugar into his egg white, it just collapses.
I didn't bring up my egg whites up to a soft peak, it was just under. My first batch was no good.
What's going on there?
Andre, that doesn't look good at all. What have you done? You making royal icing?
No, I didn't actually beat the egg whites enough before it went in there.
Right, so you got your sugar to the right temperature?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and then what happened?
I didn't. I added it to the egg whites too soon. I didn't beat
So
the egg whites.
it wasn't a soft peak?
No, it wasn't.
Right, okay. So what happened? Did it
So I had to start again, and at that stage I went, here we go, this is not going to be a good day for me.
Good luck, mate. Come on, you can do it, yeah?
Go on, mate.
Chris!
Hello.
What are you up to right now?
I'm just getting the sugar, water and meal ready to get these macaroons.
Okay, because this has got to be really fine, obviously, because when it gets folded through the meringue, you know, it's got to be evenly distributed, nice and light.
The icing sugar sifts really easily, but almond meal is a little pasty, it's a little wet, and I spent an eternity getting that done.
You have 1 hour to go, guys, so time's ticking by.
The second Italian meringue wasn't that good either. It was a little bit better.
He's done a second mix and it's still bloody runny.
We're just going to go with it.
He's going to have to. He's going to have to.
I didn't have time to go back and do a third.
Keep going. Don't give up.
Just
Yeah,
keep going.
just
Keep going.
Once you fold all your dry stuff in, it might firm it up a bit. Come on, hope he doesn't give up. He won't give up.
No, he won't. To make things even more difficult with this recipe, they're asked to make 2 different kinds of macaroons. Looking at the macaroon mixture, it's clear that Poe's is looking the best.
Once I folded the almond mixture into the egg white, I separate the meringue mixture into 2 bowls. One's a darker colour, which I put a couple of drops of brown food colouring in, and the other one stays white.
This dish for me is easily the most complicated dish that I've cooked in this competition. It's got so many components and I don't know how to do any of them. Oh, it's probably too much, but I don't know.
I tipped some brown food colouring into my macaroons, a little bit too much, and they go a very chocolatey brown. They don't look anything like what I've seen this morning. But if that's the worst thing that happens to me today, I'm sure that it's not going to be too much of a disaster.
It is actually very runny. The first time I pipe it, they're way too big.
God damn it. These are spreading too much. They look good, Poe.
Yeah.
So I actually scraped all the mixture back in and started from square one. I think it's worth, because it's such a visual presence in the dish, I really want them to be good.
put a piece of baking paper down and draw the same size circle a dozen times on each one. So I can pipe the exact same diameter every time and try and get some round, consistent macaroons happening. I start piping. The macaroon mix is a lot more viscous than I imagine, and it actually spreads a whole lot and doesn't stay very round. I don't have time to redo this. I'm just going to go for it. I've got a dozen to choose from. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there's 2 round ones on each tray. Should be interesting.
The macaroon mixture was runny, it was gooey, it was all over my fingers, it was sticky. It was running straight out the bottom of the piping bag, out the hole. It just had no shape. I was in a bit of trouble at that stage.
Piping the macaroons, I honestly don't know what I'm looking for. The macaroons are going to be something that makes or breaks the dish, so I'm hoping that they'll still turn out okay.
There's something.
Pastry chefs are the chemists of the kitchen. What you're being given is not a recipe, but is a formula. Your job to succeed at this task today is to plan well enough, to have enough time to put that formula together, to execute that equation.
You have 90 minutes.
Oh my God. Guys, you got half an hour to go. You all look a little bit frazzled.
With 30 minutes to go, I'm a little bit frantic.
This is what we mean when we say pressure test.
The macaroons are in the oven. I've got to make 2 ganaches now, 2 very, very different ganaches.
There's 2 macaroons there with 2 different fillings. One has got a jasmine rice pudding ganache and the other one has a pine kernel or pine nut ganache.
I've got 2 ganaches to make. I've got the passion fruit slick to make. Basically, you have to combine lemon juice, sieved passion fruit juice, caster sugar and eggs. Mix that up in a bowl, put it on the heat, bring it up to 85 degrees, cool it back down to 45 degrees, and slowly whisk in your olive oil to make an emulsification.
The processes were colliding on the paper that I was looking at, the recipe that I was looking at. I'm multitasking at the moment in a very, very bad way. But it's multitasking. I wasn't following any recipe at that stage.
If you don't follow the recipe, you're going to get into trouble. Simple as that.
So, the macaroons are in the oven. They're struggling to grow. It's all right. It's all right. But I knew that my panna cotta was full of flavour, so I always had that in the back of my mind. I said, there's so many elements to this dish, just get 3, 4 of them right and hope that one of the other contestants get more wrong.
Yes! They're good.
The jasmine rice ganache requires essentially for you to make a rice pudding. I have a bit of trouble with that. For some reason, it seems to be boiling away and really not cooking the rice. I don't really know how to fix it.
The macaroons start to come out of the oven. Pose look brilliant.
Poe,
Yes.
these macaroons, can we have a look?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Are you pleased?
Yes,
You
I am.
pleased?
Yeah, they're good.
Oh, look at those.
I don't know if they're gooey in the middle, though.
They've done the little pop, which is visually exactly what you want. But I'm a little bit nervous that I've overcooked them a little bit.
Andre, what point are you up to? Your macaroon.
They're flat. My macaroons are flat.
I look at the other ones and they're okay. They're flat, but they're okay.
I was pretty happy with my panna cotta, to be honest with you.
Well, you haven't demoulded it yet, have you?
Yeah, no, but I've got a good feeling about that.
Let's hope that your panna cotta is brilliant and that these ganaches look good and that they're enough to pull you over the line.
Yeah, work on it.
As long as I can plate something up that tastes good and resembles the plate formation of Adriano's dish, then I'll be happy.
Chris, first lot of macaroons out?
Yeah.
Okay, they're not bad.
Not bad.
Maybe you haven't got the kick that you maybe would have liked, or a bit flat. But, you know, they're not a disaster. At least you've got that nice, that nice smooth crust on the top, which is good, and you've got a little bit of a kick.
Passion fruit, you're the first one to get it done, yeah?
Just getting it down to 45 degrees. Got to get the olive oil in and where are we going?
Okay, so passion
I'm really happy with the passion fruit sleek. It tastes of just intense passion fruit. Really, really happy.
Sam, you're looking at your macaroons, you're not too happy about
No, well, they don't look...
Don't forget, your panna cottas in the fridge, it could be exceptional. You know, you're onto your passion fruit slick. You've made your ganaches that are going in the centre. They could be amazing. So don't let that get you down.
Okay,
you need to push through. So what are you up to right now?
I'm just doing the passion fruit slick. And then I'll be ready to plate up pretty much.
I need to get this passion fruit slick done quick, smart, so that I give myself enough time to get everything on the plate.
Guys, you have 10 minutes to go. The most important 10 minutes in MasterChef.
It was a battle against the clock at that stage.
Do you think they're going to finish? Let's start with Andre. How do you think he's going?
He made a really nice panna cotta. Let's hopefully he can demould it and get it on the plate.
What about Chris? How do you think he's going?
Chris is looking really good. His macaroons don't look that great, not as good as Poe's.
She's done some fantastic macaroons. They look great.
They're beautiful macaroons. She'd give me a run for my money. Let's just hope she can get all the other elements together.
Okay, done.
So who we got left? We got Sam at the end of the table.
Yeah, Sam's doing a good job today. You know, his macaroons aren't exceptional, but he's on the ball.
I like to see that focused Sam, not the joking around, I don't care Sam, but that guy that's really having a go. Let's face it, if he does a middle-of-the-road job, he could just coast through and won't face elimination.
Oh, that's hot.
You have 5 minutes to go now.
My heart just sort of skipped a beat.
I'm finding it difficult to focus on what I need to focus on.
There was really no emotion except like pure panic.
It's time to plate my dish, so the first thing is to put a puddle of the passion fruit slick down.
With a little bit of the pistachio puree on the slick, and then with the comb, just spread it across the plate. I'm not much of an artist, but I was pretty happy with my slick.
Had a bit of a disaster. The passion fruit slick just wasn't cool enough. So the combing effect had no effect. In fact, it just kind of smeared the pistachio everywhere and looked quite disgusting.
The next step is to fill the macaroons and stick them on the plate and make them stand up.
I don't know how these are going to stand up.
It's like making frisbees stand on its end. And I did it. And it stood there beautifully.
Passion fruit slick down with the pistachio puree, that's fine. Macaroons look like wagon wheels on the plate, but at least they're on there. And getting that panna cotta out, oh my God.
The panna cotta proves to be quite difficult to unmould. Unmould, you bastard. Just not releasing.
I play with it a bit. I try to figure out how to get this thing out.
Bashing it. I don't want it to split and break. Eventually I plop onto my plate.
Oh, yeah!
Done.
It's okay, Poe.
It's okay, Poe. Andre, nice. Nice one, nice one.
Everybody else had their panna cotta out. In the meantime...
Oh, wonderful.
You have 1 minute to go.
It's just not coming out. It is not coming out.
You are a son of a...
30 seconds.
I just want to get this panna cotta out of the mould. Seriously.
It just doesn't want to go, mate.
You have 10 seconds to go.
Are you serious?
Release the air down the side of the mould, Sam.
Pardon?
5.
Like squeeze it
4.
here, now squeeze him.
3.
There he is.
There he is.
2.
Put your gold leaf on.
1. That's it. Step away from your benches.
Well done, guys.
Brilliant job.
Well done, guys.
Well done.
I have the panna cotta out. It doesn't seem to be collapsing at this point. Let's see what the judges have to say about it.
I think Poe and I appear to be safe based on looks, but it all comes down to tasting. We've learnt this many times that visually, if it's beautiful, is one thing. If it doesn't taste any good, you can lose out to bad presentation.
it's my turn to take my plate into the judges, and I'm feeling like relatively confident. The best thing that they could say to me today is that I'm not going home. Yeah, I really don't want to go home.
Poe,
Yes.
how did you feel that you went?
I was actually quite proud of myself today because I came in with quite a different attitude that I usually do, which was to not be emotional, but still cook from the heart, of course.
Do you think this dish will keep you in the competition?
I think it will keep me in the competition.
Thank you, Poe.
Thank you.
Just look at it. It's pretty close to the dessert that we saw today from Adriano.
I mean, you said it, Gary. Your first macaroons you ever made went into the bin.
They did.
Mine went into the bin a few times. Them there are absolutely spot on.
It would have to be made with sawdust and a rubber to not save Poe. That is just impeccable. That bit here looks like Homer Simpson's belly when he wasn't on a diet, and it's just bulging over the jeans, and that is impeccable.
Well, she's done a good job. She's done a really, really good job. The panna cotta's lovely and sweet. It's got good caramel flavour on it. I'd like a little bit more, to be honest. The passion fruit slick is good. It's not as thick as Adriano's. This lovely little macaroon, it's very crunchy, but there's a bit of chew right at the end, which is what you want.
Panna cotta is smooth on the palate. The caramels are lovely, the tonka bean's lovely, the vanilla is beautiful. This is a true example of a fantastic dessert.
Well, it doesn't taste of sawdust. That's going to make it almost impossible to beat, I think, because that tastes pretty much as it should be.
Taking my plate up to the judges, I'm not feeling particularly confident, but I have to take it up. Hopefully they think more of it than I do.
Sam, will this be the dish that saves you for the 10th time?
I certainly hope so, George. I had a lot of difficulty today.
What did you find difficult?
I think the macaroons, I still don't really understand where I went wrong with them, but I know they're too crisp and they're not soft and gooey in the middle.
Sam, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Sam.
Cheers.
Shall we taste?
Yep, let's do it. I had to take that chalky bit out of my mouth. Jasmine rice pudding on this one, the rice is raw. It's really uncomfortable. It's just like eating raw rice.
Panna cotta smooth with the right consistency. It could be a little more bitter by taking the caramel a little bit further than he has. The passion fruit slick, for me, is fantastic. There's a good amount of olive oil in there. I can taste it.
Those macaroons, it's just a disappointment.
The one thing I'm worried about with the dish is the macaroons. They just haven't popped. They're not perfectly round and they're not as plump as they should be. So I tentatively put it down in front of the judges.
Chris, how are you going to feel if you go home on the back of a macaroon?
Gutted. I wouldn't know how to process it, I don't think.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks, George.
That's a beautiful panna cotta. It's something that you wouldn't share with a friend because you'd fight for the last spoon.
I think Poe's got a fight on her hands. That panna cotta, placed against that passion fruit slick, and the tang of the passion fruit balances beautifully. Those two flavours work really, really well. The macaroons are a little bit overcooked. The dish isn't quite as beautiful as Poe's, but in terms of flavour and in terms of texture, I reckon Chris has probably shaded it.
It's my turn to step up, and I walk into the judges, place my dish down and stand back and just hope that they enjoy the dish.
Andre, are you nervous that this is the dish that might send you home?
It was the hardest thing I did in the competition as far as the technicality of the dish goes. So if I was to go out on this dish, then so be it. It wasn't a simple dish by any means.
Thanks, Andre.
Thanks, guys.
Walking out of the restaurant is quite a relief. There's nothing else you can do. You're in the hands of the judges now.
Andre was in such a mess from the very start. He ruined, I think, 3 batches of macaroons. He still didn't get them right. I just didn't think he was going to finish. They're also half a macaroon. He's cut the bottom off to stand them up.
Ah,
And he's
the old...
cut the macaroon in half trick.
It's unfortunate.
The panna cotta's beautiful. Tastes of strong caramel, bit of bitterness, the tonka bean, the vanilla. It's the right texture, it's the right consistency. It tastes fabulous. If Andre just put that up on its own, I'd be very, very happy indeed. The macaroon's an absolute disaster from start to finish, and I don't think he recovered when he made those macaroons.
It's no excuse, we can't sit here and say they're macaroons, but hey, at least they're not, breaking your teeth as you're going through them.
Terrible, terrible passion fruit slick. A macaroon should be generous like a big 4-wheel drive tyre. Beautiful, deep, rich things. And those aren't, they're skinny. This is about who goes through to the final round, who makes it to the last week of MasterChef. We just got to make sure we get it right.
Everyone's had their dish tasted by the judges, and now it's time for us to walk in front of them, sit down and have a little chat.
I really don't want my journey to be cut short a week to the finals.
Now it's crunch time. Time for the judges to decide our fate. One of us is going home.
Tough challenge today. I think one of our hardest so far. There was a couple of standout items on all of your dishes. Things that, if we could have mixed them all up, would have produced the perfect replication of Adriano's dessert. Chris, it was a great panna cotta. The macaroons weren't as great as they could have been. They're a little flat, they didn't get a kick.
Poe, panna cotta, fantastic. Passion fruit slick, Nice. Macaroons, they were good, but a little crispy.
Sam, panna cotta a little bit too loose. Passion fruit slick, possibly the best we tasted. Macaroons a disaster.
I knew that.
Andre, let's be honest, those macaroons didn't look the way they were supposed to. But, on the other hand, you delivered the best panna cotta in the competition today. It's a tough decision, but we have to make it. Chris, you came in as a good cook with quite a bit of experience. What have you learned in this competition?
I learn something every single time we cook. Every time one of you guys opens your mouth, I learn something. Every time we do work experience, I learn something. You know, I've got a long way to go, and just practicing and learning techniques and developing dishes and all those kinds of things. I'm just constantly, you know, evolving.
Po, how much do you want to win MasterChef?
You know, I used to have trouble saying that, but coming back, I really want to win it, George.
Sam,
Matt.
Do you think that that test was tough enough? You've actually now reached your level, that now's the time to go?
No. Look, I still think I've got plenty more to offer, Matt. It is the only thing that I want to do in my life right now, is to be here. It's the only thing I want to do.
Andre, you had a disastrous day. How do you feel?
I don't feel good about the task. I struggled. The competition's full of surprises.
Do you think you're going home?
I hate to entertain that thought, so I push it out of my head.
There's 4 of us that have played this game quite fiercely, and we've been here for such a long time now. It is a sad moment, but hopefully I can hang in there.
Of all the challenges to go out on, this is the one to leave on. This was an Everest we asked you to climb. But it's a hard decision. We've had to make that decision. And we thought long and deep about our final choices. Po, you're still in the competition. Well done.
Well done, Po.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Well done.
Po, well done. You have come back with such a focus and a determination. Today what you put up was spectacular. It was brilliant. And you should be so proud of yourself. You can cook, God damn it.
I'm really proud of myself today, and I don't think there's many occasions where I've said that. I really did cook with my heart in terms of just wanting so badly to stay in the competition.
Chris, you're still in the competition. Well done.
Thank you. I'm incredibly relieved to get through this pressure test.
Excellent flavours, great dish, not as beautiful as Po's, but you've shown that you can deliver when you put the pressure on you. Well done.
I've been able to smell, feel and touch this title from day one. It's just getting closer and closer to my grasp now. I've just got to stay focused.
He did a great job today. There's no doubt about that. That being said, I don't think he's the strongest person in the competition anymore.
Once again, you've reconfirmed to us that you belong in this competition to the very end. Well done.
Thank you.
Sam and Andre, it comes down to you two. It comes down to the dish you cooked.
How am I feeling? I'm a little bit nervous.
The pressure's huge. You've got the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Andre, you're still in the competition.
No, mate. Cheers. Come in here.
Sam.
It's fine.
I'm sorry to say, mate, you're out.
That's fine.
I'm disappointed. I'm relieved. I'm happy. I'm sad. It's mixed.
I don't rejoice because I'm sitting there next to somebody who's going home and who's sad about that.
Sam, beaten by a great panna cotta.
Yep.
That's what got Andre over the line. I sense, and I think we all sense, that you realised that that wasn't your greatest work.
Absolutely. It was, I let myself down in a number of areas today, and it was an incredibly challenging dish for me, and I think that showed up on the plate.
The other day I went home and my 8-year-old son said to me, I want to go and cook squid because Sam cooked squid, and I watched him buy the squid, pull the intestines out of the squid, cook the squid, and I went, that's amazing. That is amazing that one person could have that much impact on one small child, and that's been your gift you've given this competition. And for that, thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.
So what are you going to take away from your experience here in MasterChef?
I want to be a chef. I know I'm not one yet, but that's the goal. And 5 to 10 years' time, I know I'll get there.
After you breathe that sigh of relief and you walk out of the MasterChef kitchen, you're going to go home and you're going to see your wife. What do you hope she is going to say to you when you walk through the door?
Look, she's going to be so proud of me, Gary. And she won't be able to believe what I've accomplished in this competition. I'll go back and cook her the best meal that she's ever eaten in her life. I'm proud of what I've done in the competition. I'm proud of myself. I've learnt heaps. I've done everything that I hoped I could achieve in this competition and 10 times more.
Well, Sam, it's time for you to leave the MasterChef kitchen. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you very, very much. Cheers. Thank you. See you now. Good luck, guys. See you in Melbourne. I wish you all the best. All right, go hard. Cheers, guys. Walking out of the kitchen for the last time, I look over my shoulder, look at the kitchen. That's it. This is hard to walk out. But I leave here with a very positive attitude and just thankful that I've been part of this competition for as long as I have. It has been an amazing experience. I've been gifted with so much, and I can't wait to take that and have that as something I can build a benchmark from for the rest of my career. I can't wait. Cannot wait to see Cyril. Cannot wait. I got to come home today and see my wife for the first time since we got married. What's happening?
I missed you.
And yeah, we're finally going to get to start our life together, which is what it's all about. I'm lucky to have such good friends and family around me who've been giving me such great support. So yeah, I'm rapt to be home. I have had the greatest opportunity that anyone could get, and it was just awesome. For anyone who gets the opportunity to be part of this competition, I can't recommend it more.
We're all so proud of you. We'd had a great time watching this show. Everyone raise your glasses.
Cooking to me now is not just something that I do for fun. It's also something I can genuinely pursue as a professional career. That's what the MasterChef competition has shown me.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
We're confident you now have the skills to excel in this next challenge.
Julie cooks off against celebrity chef Adrian Richardson.
He's a man obsessed with the beast.
Oh, Lord.
It's Julie's last chance to be fast-tracked through to the finals.
I've never seen that before.
That's encouraging.
Will she have what it takes to win, or will the pressure prove too much?
If you can do a dish like this, I think you can do anything.
I definitely have my work cut out for me today.
And I think she's come a very, very long way.
A triumph.
Maybe she's got it today.